It's my only book which I have refused requests to do new editions of, because I think there'd be too much rewriting. I stick to most of the points I make in the book. Certainly the history, the intellectual history parts of it, which I'm proud of. It was a very difficult thing to sum up some of the thinking that I thought was being badly misrepresented in the public sphere in those times, in the early and mid 2000s. The term neocon was very ugly then. I think now it's past all saving, certainly for a long time to come. And I could already see that was the case when I was writing. But now, I mean, to say neocon or neoconservative is to immediately have to spend the rest of your time hacking through thickets of intellectual fog and misunderstanding. So I don't use the term. I think there are all sorts of things I say in simplistic a manner as we were thinking it. You know, it had always struck me that one of the interesting things about migration is that we recognize its enormous significance in history, and yet we pretend that it has little significance in the current day, so that we still talk in Britain about the Huguenot migration of 4 centuries ago, but we pretend that migration of today will not have any particularly meaningful effect, or that the only effect will be positive. And I don't say that by any means that migration is only a positive or a negative force. I say it's clearly got elements of both and much more. But what struck me was that people had not been looking at the question in the round. And I found, as you know, that when I've been writing about multiculturalism, about mass migration and more for a long time. But in 2015, when the migration crisis from North Africa and the Middle East began, and I started to go to the places where people were arriving and to speak to people and to see this, I realized that somebody, and then I realized that it had to be me, or at least that I would do it, had to sum up or try to sum up the entirety of this story, not just what was happening in terms of arrival.
We will make America great again.